You may be seated, students. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate everyone coming this evening that is here with us physically, as well as those that are traveling over the internet this evening. We're glad that all of you could make it. This is really a nice symbolic ceremony. We've done this for several years now, and I hope that we all find it, even though it is somewhat formal, we like to try to keep it a little informal as well. Like to mix it up a little bit and hopefully enjoy ourselves. So I appreciate everyone coming, most importantly the students here this evening. So once again, I would like to formally welcome everyone to the West Liberty University PA Program White Coat Ceremony for the class of 2023. For the next hour or so, we will all participate in a traditionally symbolic ceremony that occurs in a myriad of medical programs around the country, but I'll get into that in just a little bit. First, I'd like to do some introductions, and we'll start with the stage, and we'll start from my far left. Dr. Karen Kettler is the Dean of the College of Sciences. We appreciate her being here this evening. She will speak in just a few minutes. I appreciate all of her support. Our program would not work without her efforts. Next is Allison Badgley, who is our main guest speaker for this evening. Thank you very much, Allison, for taking your time away from your, I forget, 2 small children now, correct? 1? Oh, I'm sorry, confused. 1 very small child. So thank you for coming this evening, and we appreciate and glad that you can make it. David Lee is our second-year student. Thank you, sir, for driving all the way from the big Motown, West Virginia, and give a little bit of wisdom to the first-year students. Appreciate it. Dr. Bob Wetzel is a half-time faculty member, has been with us for several years. Dr. Wetzel, most specifically, is responsible for the clinical medicine courses, but also does a myriad of other things. We appreciate you working with us for several years, sir. Ton Stoffer is one of our PA half-time faculty. Ton has also been with us for several years, teaching several of the classes, and basically a really giving attitude as far as I appreciate it. Anywhere we need her, she sends to help out. So thank you, ma'am. And then we have Christy Montel. I'm proud to say has survived last year's COVID clinical year. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that because we're not out of this COVID yet, but works very hard to place all of the students, so appreciate all of your efforts. Next is Jennifer Childers, one of the full-time PA faculty members. Also been in the program several years and teaches a lion's share of the classes, so thank you for being here again this evening. And so at this point in time, unfortunately, I'd like to say that Dr. Howard Shackelford is not going to be able to be with us this evening. He is our medical director. Great guy, a really strong supporter of the university, but more specifically of the program, and really leads what we think is an excellent example of PA practice, employing PAs in his practice and using them to their fullest potential. Unfortunately, he's having some medical issues. He is improving, and so we wish him well. And Howard, if you're out there watching us this evening, thank you for all that you do. And next, I would like to introduce to you, as I have very briefly, Dr. Karen Kettler, who is the Dean of the College of Sciences. She would like to speak a few words.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to be a part of this moment with all of you. As Dr. Childers said, I'm Karen Kettler. I'm the Dean of the College of Sciences. And I just wanted to congratulate everyone on reaching this moment, the white coat ceremony. So receiving your white coat, why does that matter? Wearing this coat means that you are a part of a profession where integrity, caring, knowledge, and a desire to promote human welfare are at its core. You are here in this room, students, because you have already done a lot of hard work, a lot of preparation, prepared you for this moment in entering the next phase of your education. So the point of our rigorous coursework is to prepare you for the road ahead. So don't stop now with all of the hard work. Okay? Let it grant you the perseverance and the confidence necessary to be successful in the PA program. Please know that all of us here at West Liberty, faculty and staff, we are here for you anytime you need us, and congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to now move on with our ceremony. I'd like to talk a little bit about the background of the white coat ceremony. I've spoken to the students a little bit about it, but I'd like to have a little more detail. So let's talk about that. The history of the white coat ceremony you're participating is really has what become a medical rite of passage, the white coat ceremony. The white coat ceremony commemorates the formal presentation and cloaking of the white lab coat for PA students. What is the meaning of the white coat, and how did it earn its emblematic status in the health professions? Well, first let's start out by talking a little bit about before the white coat ceremony. Black coats were originally used to dissect cadavers as a sign of respect for the dead. White later became the preferred color because it symbolized cleanliness, purity, and righteousness, and did not fade when washed at high germ-killing temperatures, and any soiling was easily noticed. White coats have been the most prominent symbol of medicine since the development of aseptic surgery in the U.S. in about 1889. Surgeons at Massachusetts General Hospital can be seen wearing them in photographs of surgeries. They were worn in an effort to prevent patients and physicians from contaminating each other. Ironically, the doctors in these photos aren't wearing masks or gloves, and they were not yet accepted in the field. By the early 20th century, healthcare had moved from patients' homes into hospitals. Limited infection control measures, unfamiliar surroundings, and unproven treatments often made the public reluctant to access the care that was available to them in hospitals. To enhance its credibility and reassure the public that hospitals and doctors were indeed safe, the Medical Association began to associate itself with science, a field that had begun to earn the public's respect and trust. Science had built the Panama Canal, invented the telephone, and made possible the first human flight. Linking medicine with science began to soften that public distrust. By 1920, the white coat had become a powerful and iconic symbol of the physician as a medical scientist. For years, doctors wore white coats of differing lengths, according to personal taste and the traditions of the hospitals in which they worked. There are no hard and fast rules. The traditions of the hospitals have changed over time. However, the trend is associated with shorter, hip-length coats with those that are in training. For most, the longer coat is seen as more fashionable, and therefore its use is only earned with time. At some hospitals, such as Mass General, all physicians wear the short coat to symbolize their status as lifelong learners. In other hospital systems, coat length is a very accurate indicator of medical status. The longer the coat, the higher the status and experience of its wearer. Now let's talk about the white coat ceremony today. It's a modern medical rite of passage, as I have stated. The white coat ceremony is a recent development originating at Columbia University's College of Physicians and Surgeons in 1993, and has since expanded to other health professions, including PAs, pharmacists, and schools of medicine outside even the United States. The white coat ceremony was developed by Arnold P. Gold, MD, who sought to bring a humanistic focus to medicine. According to Dr. Gold, a physician's responsibility is not only to take care of patients, but also to care for patients. The PA program here at WU is a professional program. What does that mean? We've already talked about that a little bit. I've received many answers from you, the students, when we've discussed it. However, something that we, you and I, something that we've not discussed yet, we really haven't spoken much about, is the humanity of this profession. In this program, you're learning when to order a CBC, or at least you should have, because I taught that. So in this program, you're going to learn when to order a CBC. We talked about a liver panel last week. We talked about a BMP, a CMP, cool acronyms, lots of tests. What's hypokalemia? What's hyperkalemia? You're going to learn about neurologic disorders. You're going to learn about CAT scans. You're going to learn about images. You're going to look at those things. Really cool gadgets. Awesome. There's even apps on your phone. Yes, I still think you're okay to use your phone. That shouldn't be your main tool. But there's all these cool, really gadget, neat, interesting things that you can use. However, this profession is, again, at its core, about human beings. It's about providing care to a 75-year-old lady who's scared of losing her independence. It's about suturing that 6-year-old little girl's laceration on her forehead using the best technique possible to minimize any scarring in case she wants to participate in that pageant. This profession at its core is also about listening to people and providing the care that they need and that you are trained to provide. So last I'd like to read, now that we've talked a little bit about the history, and we've talked about professionalism in the program, I want to read a poem by Sherry Stolberg, and I've done this for several years. Sherry actually had something to do with the beginning of this program, a bit of a prominent PA educator across the country. And so she came up with a poem that was published in the Journal on Physician Assistant Education several years ago, and that was actually published by Tony Miller, who's another sort of prominent PA educator. And this poem is entitled "To My Patient," again by Sherry Stolberg. You see me in my white coat, the symbol of authority and knowledge. You may not notice that it's a short white coat. You may not know that it is short because I am a student. When I graduate, I'll wear a long white coat or no coat at all. At first, it was starched and crisp and blindingly white. Now I am a Sherpa. The short white coats carry things for the long white coats. My pockets bulge with note cards, a reflex hammer, a tuning fork, an oto-ophthalmoscope, a tourniquet, and some spare change in case I ever get a chance to eat. I carry this beeper or smartphone that I love and I hate because they can always find me. I wear a safety pin in my lapel to do the sensory exam. Is this sharp or dull? Sometimes I use it to poke myself to stay awake in conferences. I'm sure that doesn't happen in class, by the way. I've learned to wear my stethoscope around my neck. In my pocket, the earpieces would stick out and catch on the door handles, yanking me to a stop in full flight like a bird caught in a snare. I carry lots of extra pens for the long white coats to borrow and not return. I have pens advertising medications I've never heard of. Maybe I want you to know that I'm a student. Maybe you won't expect too much or ask me questions that I can't answer. Maybe you'll forgive me when my hands shake and I can't get the IV on the first stick, or when I'm the fourth person to do your history and physical. Maybe you'll want me to be a PA student because I will sit down and listen to you, because I'll notice that even if I'm nervous, you're really afraid. I'll remember that I'm wearing a white coat, but you're wearing a silly blue gown with no back. I get to go home at night or in the morning, exhausted though I am, and you have to stay here, sleepless in your bed of uncertainty. Every day I will try to see beneath your symptoms and lab values and connect to your humanity. Every day I will wear this coat as a symbol of my commitment to care for you. And when I see you smile, when I can put a name to what's bothering you, when I can ease your pain, when you feel less alone, then this coat will become a symbol of my humanity. So again, I've used that poem for several years, and this is a really interesting program based on science and evidence-based medicine, but we all hope in the program that we acculturate our students, that this is also about people, it's about helping, it's kindness, compassion, and so we work on those things as well. So I'd like to move along in our program, and at this point in time, I'd like to introduce our first speaker. Our first guest speaker tonight has become a tradition. Every year during our white coat ceremony, we have a second-year student, and tonight I'm very happy to introduce our speaker. Our speaker is David Lee, who's a second-year PA student. And first-year students, I would like you to notice something. David survived the first year. He walked in by himself. He looks good. He is communicative. He was able to physically drive himself. And he's still moving. So with that, I think I would like to first say again, thank you very much for driving and speaking to the students this evening. And with that, take it away, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. So I'd like to point out that my coat is short because I am both a student and very tall. Good afternoon, and thank you all for coming to support these newly minted PA students in their journey to becoming healthcare providers and receiving their white coats. My name is David Lee. I'm the class president of the class of 2022. Interestingly enough, it was only a few months ago that my class had our white coat ceremony, thanks to good old COVID. So definitely having some deja vu here today. As much damage as the COVID-19 pandemic has caused, it has also stressed the importance of having quality healthcare providers in our community and emphasized the value of knowledge. It is through this knowledge, evidence-based medicine, and critical thinking skills that you 18 budding first years will be out seeing patients on your own before you know it. If this idea terrifies you as much as it did me, I want to reassure you that that's totally normal. Your faculty will do a great job of molding you into the PA you need to be to succeed. Take a breath, take your time, and don't forget to have some fun in between the hundreds of PowerPoint presentations you'll be thoroughly enjoying this year. Every student here has a different background, and after the program, we'll be working in all sorts of different specialties all over the country. But right now, you're all in the same place. You'll soon come to find that your fellow students are your greatest resource. And not only as somebody to remind you what class you just had that morning, or someone to exchange confused looks with as you agree that you totally hear those extra heart sounds in that heart murmur. But you'll get there. You're embarking on a 2-year adventure that will likely be one of the most challenging things you've ever done. And it will surely put more than just your intelligence to the test. Keep an open mind, don't take criticism personally, and always be open to learning new things from the many people you'll meet throughout the program. Everybody from the janitor to the CEO of the hospital will have something to teach you. And of course, you don't know what you don't know yet. And to be honest, neither do I. Nobody says they do medicine. We practice medicine. It is a lifelong learning opportunity, and the field is always modernizing and updating its practices and procedures. If you got in this career to coast, you're probably in the wrong place. We have an obligation to our patients and to our community to provide the highest quality care possible and to demonstrate that we really do care. I encourage you to remember why you chose this career path as you progress through these next 2 years, and to remember how you felt when you first found out you were accepted to PA school. It's going to be a long didactic year, with a few tears, a few eye rolls, and maybe more than a few beers. But I have no doubt each and every one of you here has the potential to be successful. You've made it this far for a reason. Perseverance and dedication will never betray you. Just remember to take it one day at a time and don't sweat the small stuff. Now I think I'm through rambling up here. I'm sure you're looking forward to taking some pictures in your new white coats, and you should also be extremely proud of your accomplishments. Congratulations on making it this far. You all deserve to be here today, and I look forward to seeing you in the classroom. And thank you all again for coming tonight.
I would like to, again, say I want to encourage you as well as introduce you first-year students to remember it takes the average student about 200 times before they identify the heart murmur. So, you know, it's going to take a while.
And just for the record, he's only 2 weeks into rotation 2.
Not quite at 200 yet.
So you'll get there. Thank you, David. So our main speaker for this evening, I would like to now introduce. I am really appreciative that she came and spoke for us. We actually had someone scheduled for a couple months who unfortunately backed out about 10 days ago, and to be honest, I was mildly anxious about, oh geez, who's going to do this short notice? So I am very appreciative that Allison has agreed to join us. Allison graduated from West Liberty University with a BS in Biology and BA in Secondary Education Biology in 2013. She taught high school biology for a brief period of time before starting PA school in 2014. Allison works in Glendale Medicine and Pediatrics, WVU Reynolds Memorial Hospital, where she worked immediately after graduated from the PA program in 2016. She began her career as a PA seeing both adult and pediatric patients and then slowly transitioned into working full-time in pediatrics. She also works at the Marshall County Health Department once a month during their family planning clinic. She enjoys returning to the WLU campus throughout the year to provide guest lectures to the first-year PA students. And so before you begin, I would like to, even though I've told you many times before, I'd like to publicly say thank you very much for taking our pediatric students, and thank you for teaching our students. So I really appreciate you giving back to the program. Allison.
Good evening. Congratulations. You all have worked hard in your undergraduate studies, application process, and interviews. All of those steps you completed have paid off, and now here you are, sitting awaiting to don your crisp and clean new white coats. I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak to you tonight. I distinctly remember that my own white coat ceremony 6 years ago. My classmates and I tried our best to pay attention to our lecture on alternative medicine by Professor Childers earlier that day, but really the excitement of the anticipation of the evening ceremony occupied our minds. When reciting the Hippocratic Oath for the first time with my classmates, I felt proud but also a little bit nervous. Little did I know that that evening was just the start of an incredible, challenging, and rewarding experience that would lead me to the career I have today. Flash forward 6 years, and here I am at my alma mater speaking to the future of my profession. You have survived your first 6 weeks of didactic year. You have many, many more hours of studying, exams, OSCEs, some laughs, some tears, and clinical rotations ahead of you. While the late nights that turn into early mornings of study may feel like they will never end, trust me when I say the time truly will fly by. Soon enough, you'll be seeing your own patients. Throughout the many patient encounters in your future, I hope you remember to stay humble and always put yourselves in your patient's shoes. Provide your patients the same care, love, and encouragement that you would give to your own family members. Remember to pay attention and to listen to their concerns. It is very easy to get lost in the medicine, labs, imaging, documenting, coding, and to forget about the human that's sitting in front of you. As a final note, I would like to share a learning experience from my clinical rotation in nephrology that will hold true forever. While discussing a plan of care for a patient with end-stage renal disease, I started to become overwhelmed by the aspects of the patient's past medical history, lab values, and the patient's overall quality of life. My preceptor recognized my frustration and asked me, "How do you eat an elephant?" Well, as a student, you can expect to be asked many endless questions by preceptors. This one was one I was not prepared for. He proceeded to tell me the answer, 1 bite at a time. Whenever you are faced with a complex patient, remember to step back and take 1 bite or step at a time. Keep this in mind as you continue with your studies during your didactic year and move on to clinical rotations next year. 1 bite at a time, 1 test at a time, 1 semester at a time. You can succeed with this mindset. Let your white coat symbolize a future of taking care of patients and being part of a profession that is truly so rewarding. When I wear my white coat today, it reminds me of everything I did to get to where I am. More importantly, it reminds me that I wear it for my patients to symbolize a profession that is dedicated to helping and caring for others. To conclude, I wish you the best of luck, encouragement, and drive as you continue your studies. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Allison. And again, I've already thanked you, but we're very fortunate to have preceptors. Preceptors is an issue for any and all medical programs, whether you're talking PA, MD, DO, NP, etc. So we're very fortunate to have preceptors, but there are preceptors that actually care about students and want them to do well and take an interest, and you're one of those. So again, I really appreciate that. And now, for the reason that all of you have come here this evening, we're going to begin our white coat ceremony. So let's begin with the white coats. Again, I will ask each student to come forward, don their coat, then their pin, and then have a seat. Also, as a modification, a little bit of an addition into COVID-19, we will have a brief video that each of them has submitted. And with that, let's begin the white coat. Lydia M. Adrian.
I just want to say thank you to my mom and dad, my brothers, Jared and Nathan, my brother's wife, Alex, all my extended family, everyone who supported me to get this far. A thank you to my friends for always having my back and encouraging me when I needed it. And just a thank you to everyone in my life who has not only helped me, but supported me this far. So thank you guys.
Matthew A. Colonna.
Hi everyone, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Matthew, and I would like to take this time to give thanks to everyone who's had a positive impact on my life leading up to this point. Best way that I know how to do it is through poetry, so I hope you all enjoy. To Mom and Dad, I can't thank you enough for your sacrifice. You gave me so much more than I could ever ask in life. Thanks for building me up when you saw me breaking down. Thanks for being my crutch that always picked me off the ground. To my brother Jason, I wish I got to see you more. But at least I know you're in my corner, watching me kick butt and keeping score. To my girlfriend Lexi and her lovely family, there's so much good that I could say, but I'll try to keep from rambling. I love you all and appreciate your support. And if I had more time, then I wouldn't make this short. To my friends for always seeing my potential. We all know life is tough, but our friends help make it simple. To the Air Force for providing me the discipline and helping me grow up, even though I wish I was a kid again. To my classmates, at least we're going through hell together. When things get worse, we'll be there to make it better. And to the amazing faculty, please watch over us with a bird's eye and guide us on this journey so that one day we'll be certified. Thank you.
And Matthew, you meant hell in a good way, right? Okay, good. Landon Day.
So I first just want to thank all of faculty, all my professors for making West Liberty such a great place to learn, and I'm extremely grateful for all the effort that's put into the lessons and how you guys truly care about all of us becoming the best PAs we can become. I'm extremely grateful for my family for the constant advice and support that they give me on a daily basis, my parents, my sisters, and my in-laws. I'm extremely grateful for my cohort, my classmates, and for the friendships I've made so far in this experience. I'm looking forward to those friendships continuing throughout life. And most importantly, I'm extremely grateful for my wife, Emily. I know I couldn't have made it here without you, and I know I couldn't do this without you. And I love you so much, and thank you all.
Deidre J. DeMoss.
I want to thank my family for always believing in me,
especially my mom. If it wasn't for her, I don't think I would have had the courage to quit my job and pursue my dreams of going to PA school. I also want to thank my boyfriend Dylan. He has been so amazing and so supportive through all of this. I don't think I'd be able to do it without him. I love you guys.
William Durante.
Hey everyone. So there are so many people that I'd like to thank for helping me get to where I am. But I'd like to start off by thanking God, the religious leaders, and all the doctors and family friends that allowed me to bug their phones and blow them up every single day and try to come shadow and work them. I really appreciate all your guys' patience and advice and help. I'd also like to thank my family, my dad, mom, brother Dane, sister McKenna, and sister Rachel. You guys have been very supportive, and I appreciate you guys supporting me in my dreams. And then most importantly, I think my lovely wife, Taylor. She's kind enough to move out across the country with me right in the middle of nursing school. And I'm very thankful for her. We've been through a lot, and I'm excited for the next couple of years that we get to go through together. But I love you, sweetheart, and thank you very much for everything. And if I missed anyone, I'm sorry. It's nothing personal, but thank you to everyone who has seriously helped me get to where I am. I appreciate everything you've done. Thanks.
Skylar D. Thankhauser.
Hi everyone, I just wanted to say thank you to my mom, my dad, my sister, and the rest of my family for their continuous support and always encouraging me to never give up and helping me get to this point in my life.
Madeline R. Frischman.
Hello everyone! I just wanted to say thank you to my family, friends, and husband. It's been a journey to get here and I couldn't have done it without your love and support. I'm excited to see where the next 2 years take us. Yay!
Destiny C. Fry.
I will begin by saying thank you to my family for all of their love and support and for always encouraging me to pursue my passions. Mom, Dad, Rob, Grandma Debbie, Grandma Jill, Dom, and Carter, you all have played a unique role in the journey that has led me here, and I'm so grateful for all of you. I'd also like to thank my boyfriend Logan for keeping me grounded and always making me laugh through the good and the bad. You're the best, and I wouldn't have made it here without you either. Lastly, but certainly not least, I'd like to send a special thanks up to my Grandpa Joe in heaven. The endless love, wisdom, and encouragement that he bestowed upon me for the first 18 years of my life is something that helped shape the person I am today, and I would not be sitting here today without everything that he did for me. So before I go, I leave you with a quote from Winnie the Pooh. It isn't much good having anything exciting if you can't share it with somebody. I'm so glad that I get to share this journey with all of you. I love you all, and I'm so grateful for all of you.
Sarah C. Harmon.
Hey everyone, I just want to say thank you to my parents for always instilling the importance of an education on me and for always being really loving. And I want to say thank you to my boyfriend Josh, who's always super supportive, always down for my next crazy idea. I love you guys. Thank you.
Nazi H. Hosseini.
Thank you so much to all of my family and friends for all of your love and support. It has meant the world. And an especially big thank you to my mom, dad, and my sister. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. Thank you for all of your love and support. I would not have made it this far without you guys. Thank you, I love you, and I miss you.
Impressive, Nazi. Dress code even as you made the video for the program. I appreciate that. Nicholas M. Konyk.
Hi, my name is Nick Konyk. Real quick, I want to thank my classmates and my teachers. I couldn't think of a better group of individuals to share this experience with. Thank you to UPMC and Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh for the last 3 years of my life. All those cardiac kids that I've come into contact with throughout that time there. They've given me so much more than I think they realize that they have. To my sister, my best friend, Samantha, thank you for everything and just truly being the rock in my life and the reason why I do everything that I do and why I'm here right now. To my family, the best support system that I could have asked for. To my dad, from driving me all over the place for wrestling and just being that guy I can go to for anything. Mom, there's not enough time to say how much I love you and how much you mean to me and just always being there for me. Also, huge shout out to my mom. She just graduated with her master's in nursing 2 weeks ago, so I want to say I'm proud of you and I love you both.
Joseph A. Mills. We actually practice all of this too, but
Hello everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Joe. I'd like to thank my friends and family for helping me get to this point. I'd like to shout out the boys back home. And most importantly, I'd like to thank my wife. She unfortunately couldn't be here today because she is probably finishing up a test right now. And if she is here today, I've got some questions about how fast she drove to get here. But without her help, I wouldn't be able to make this video for you all today. She really pushed me to pursue this career, and without her, I really wouldn't be here. To the PA class of 2023, like I say every day, we're all going to make it.
so if the PA thing doesn't work out, I think you have a future in professional broadcasting. I really think you do. Justin C. Rice.
Hello everybody. I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, all my other family members, and of course the man, the myth, the legend, Josh Rice, for helping me get to this point. Thanks guys.
Mom, Dad, family, friends, and of course my girlfriend Reba, I want to thank you all for all that you do for me. Thank you for your motivation, support, and words of encouragement. I appreciate it and couldn't do it without you all. To my classmates, congratulations on tonight, and I have enjoyed learning with you all so far.
Lauren E. Ruffing.
I just wanted to say thank you to all my friends and family for all the support and everything you've given me over the past couple of years, especially to my parents and Caleb. You guys have been wonderful and so supportive of all of my choices. I really appreciate everything you've done for me, and you are part of the reason I am the person I am today. So I love you guys.
Halie A. Trouten.
I just wanted to say thank you to my parents, all of my family members, and my boyfriend for all of your help and support. I wouldn't have made it here without all of you guys being there for me and cheering me on all this time. I love you guys.
Jacob D. Vial.
Hello, my name is Jake Vial. I am from Twin Bridges, Montana, and I am a first-year PA student at West Liberty University. I just wanted to take a second to thank especially 3 people. My parents. They made a lot of sacrifices so that I could be where I wanted to be growing up and that I could attend the college that I now know I needed to be at. They always put their kids first, and I would not have ever made it through undergrad or anywhere close to graduate school if it wasn't for them. I also want to thank my wife. She's put me first at all times. She's made a whole lot of sacrifices so that we can be out here in West Virginia going to school. She's paying the bills while I'm here, and there's nobody else I'd rather have with me for the journey.
Lauren N. White.
Hi Mom and Dad, hi everyone. I want to take this opportunity to thank you guys all for coming, but I also wanted to thank you for all of the love and support that you have given me during this entire application process. I certainly would not be here if it wasn't for that, and I mean that with everything in me. You helped me get through 2020 with all of the emotional roller coasters and the physical obstacles that we encountered. I don't think I would have had the stamina to continue with this process if it wasn't for your guys' love and support. So thank you, Dad and Kim and Mom. Thank you, Nana and Stefan, Papa and Diane and Grandma. Thank you to all the siblings and all the siblings' significant others. I really appreciate you all so much, and I thank you so much for being here tonight with me. I love you.
So congratulations to the class of 2023 on beginning your journey of fulfilling the true mission and purpose of the White Coat.
Students, if you'll please stand. I pledge to perform the following duties with honesty and dedication. I will hold as my primary responsibility the health, safety, welfare, and dignity of all human beings. I will uphold the tenets of patient autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, and justice. I will recognize and promote the value of diversity. I will treat equally all persons who seek my care. I will hold in confidence the information shared in the course of practicing medicine. I will assess my professional capabilities and limitations, striving always to improve my medical practice. I will actively seek to expand my knowledge and skills, keeping abreast of advances in medicine. I will work with other members of the healthcare team to provide compassionate and effective care of patients. I will use my knowledge and experience to contribute to an improved community. I will respect my professional relationship with the physician. I will share and expand knowledge within the profession. These duties are pledged with sincerity upon my mind. Thank you. You may be seated.
So before we begin the closing comments for our program this evening, I would like to say just introduce a couple of people to you that are very important to our program. We introduced the faculty and the dean, and now I would say the really important people we want to introduce. So I'd like to introduce you Tara Harbin, who's our administrative secretary. Tara helps us run the program. It just wouldn't run without her, so I appreciate that. Connie McVicker is also our student records person. Without Connie, none of you would be in here. We'd probably be unemployed. There would be nothing but podium here. So we appreciate your efforts very much. Closing comments, a few things. Number one, unfortunately, we will not be serving refreshments this evening afterwards because of COVID-19. However, we would like to invite you to come over to Campbell Hall to check out where your brother, sister, daughter, son, etc. Is spending much of their time. So we will all be over there as soon as this is over, so please feel free to come over and check us out. Lastly, this is all about the ceremony this evening, is all about the students, but there are several other important people here. And so I'd like for the students that are here, I'd like for you to turn around and look at your family members. So, I would like to say several important things to you, the supportive family members, and you know who you are. Your part in the completion of this program is very important. I guarantee you, some of you will be receiving texts with stressed out emojis, weeping phone calls, many phone conversations such as, "I don't know if I can do it," and the like. Each of these individuals needs your continued support. They need you to send them cookies, Grandma. They need a supportive call. They need a text. They need a joke. They need to get out of town for a brief period of time. And yes, as they go to class, they will miss that family get-together. They can't make family movies on Thursday. They may miss the reunion on Friday evening, and they're actually being truthful. These folks will probably study every weekday evening at least a couple of hours, and it would be a rarity for them to not study a lot on weekends, and that would only be when they have a break in the schedule. And please ask them this evening how often they feel like they have a break in the schedule. So I want to maximize their chances of success, but there's one other thing that I think may also be very important to you, the supportive family members. If you desire to maximize their chances of moving out of your basement, that's another reason for you all to be very supportive over the next couple years. So again, we ask you to be reliable, positive members and support them, and so that they can be reliable, supportive healthcare team members in the future. So once again, students, I would like to welcome you to the Legion of White Coats. As I think David already said, you really at this point don't even know what you don't know. And I remember that actually when I was getting my master's degree several years ago. And you really don't know what you don't know. This is the beginning of the beginning, but this is a wonderful profession. And we always toss out that corny phrase, you can actually help people. This is a profession you can truly help people, have purpose, wake up in the morning. And it's not all about the Benjamins. You can change people's lives and make a difference. So you've only just begun to climb the mountain, that is medicine. We selected you. We believe you can do it. All the tools you need are here to be successful, but it is ultimately up to you. I'd like to thank everyone that came here this evening. I'd like to thank all of you that joined us from afar. And at this point in time, that concludes our white coat ceremony. We again hope to see all of you over in Campbell Hall. Please pause as the students and the folks on the stage exit. Thank you very much.